Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Real Hosts of Short-Term Rentals. We are very lucky today to be joined by a special guest, Rachel Vigil from UpClose Marketing, who is the CEO of the company. And if you're not familiar with UpClose Marketing, this is a company that works with different brands who want to have product placement in short-term rentals. So we're going to get a little bit of a background from Rachel about the company, and then we will ask her questions and go from there. So Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to share. I'll start with a little background. But first off, I'll explain kind of the difference. So, there's a lot of affiliate programs out there. I know that it's kind of up and coming where you have products in your property. And if a guest buys it, then you get a percentage of the sales. This is not that. This is totally different. It is 100% free. We're not pushing sales. So I'll get back to that. But a little background is I'm a host myself. I have two properties, one in Big Bear, California, and one in Kihei, Maui. Been a host for, I think 8 years now. And I came across what was called free products for hosts at the time because a friend sent me a message on Facebook and said they're giving away a free mattress. And it's like, okay, sure. I don't know why would they would do that. And I don't know if I believe it, but I'm gonna sign up and see what happens. So I did. I got a Muse mattress. It was incredible. My guests loved it. I still have it in there. And then I got a Theragun from a massage gun. And then I started getting other cool snacks and drinks, and marketing's my background. So I did marketing for 10 years, teaching university students about experiential marketing. So I reached out to the CEO of the company. His name is Justin Miller, and basically just kept harassing him until he hired me. So we did. And then I ran that sampling side of the company for about 5.5 years. And it went from free products for hosts to Showplace. And then Showplace went in the direction of design and furnish. And so they help hosts get set up. And then as of last August, we took the business side of the product placement into UpClose Marketing. So that's kind of the background. It looks like we're new, but been doing this for about 6 years. So the concept is brands have a marketing budget. There's so many ways to spend money. I mean, no shortage there. They can do in-store sampling. They can sponsor Coachella, which is extremely expensive. And sometimes it's really hard to get targeted. You don't know where you're giving the samples. You hope they like it, but there's not a lot of follow-up. So what we're doing instead is creating a platform for that experience to happen inside of a property on vacation, which, as we all know, when you walk into a hotel, an Airbnb, any kind of stay, you usually go to the kitchen, and it's kind of a disappointment if there's not a welcome gift, even a bottle of water, or what I've recently experienced, not even a coffee filter or coffee. You don't want to run to the store for the first time. I mean, it's extremely annoying. You're spending a lot to stay there. Change that. You walk in and there's these amazing luxury items left for you, and they're free. We're not asking the guests to pay for them. And so it can be part of a welcome basket, or it could be just off to the side. And that for the brand is such an amazing first impression because you're just shocked when that's left. And then for the host, it's setting you up for that 5-star review because you're sending up nicer amenities. And then that just goes in full circle. Nice amenities, 5-star reviews, higher occupancy, more price per night. So it really is a win. And the reason the brands do this really is just for that kind of unique experience, but there's no competition. And on average, they're staying about 3 nights. So you're with friends, you're with family, you're going to try it. You're open minded and it's free. And so the number one question I get is, well, how does UpClose get paid? Why are you doing this? And it's really the brands. It comes from their marketing budget. They're paying UpClose. We have a huge network, unfortunately, just in the United States right now, soon, hopefully, up into Canada. But it's for the access to this network and to oversee the process. So what happens is you create an account, you sign up, you add your listings, and then you opt in to the products you want. So we have about 2 to 3 every month. And then it's up to you to decide if you want it, if it's a good fit for your guests. And we do actually both short term, mid-term, campgrounds, glamping sites, boutique motels. So any of those unique spaces we do. So even if you do those longer stays, you still qualify. You'll just mark that you're a midterm rental when you do sign up. We send a newsletter every Wednesday and it announces if we have a new product. It goes really fast. There's a few on this call that have been taking advantage of the free products, and they can tell you it goes sometimes within an hour. And some go a little bit longer. The products, they vary from cleaning supplies to drinks, snacks, linens, mattresses. We've done e-bikes. We did Fight Camp, which was a punching bag if you had a gym. So very unique things. Now, we are sending free products. So we have 2 requests that, and this is if you want to call it the cat, just an easy one. It's sending us photos one time. Take a couple photos of the setup in your listing. Brands love to see what it looks like in the property. You're welcome to also share that on social media just to entice more guests to book. It's not required, but you can. And so take it one time, a couple photos, and then towards the end of the campaign, which we say it's about a 3-month supply, complete a survey. Just one time, let us know if you liked it. Did your guests like it? Would you want to do it again? And then just put out the samples for every booking until they're gone with a little marketing stand, which we'll send, which is usually a 5x7. And so going to the part of why this is not an affiliate type program is the whole concept is try it. It's bringing awareness. We have some startup brands. They're brand new. They're not in retailers. They just need to get product out. So, and then there's established brands. Maybe they have a new product. So it's try it and bringing awareness, but it's not pushing sales. So we're just creating more of that environment rather than try it, buy me. It's try me. And then optional, let us know what you think. So on that marketing, there might be a survey for the guest to take with some fun incentive, like get your own free supplies at home or a $10 gift card to Amazon. And that data is key. And then, okay, there might be a discount at the end of the survey, but that's really it. We don't like pushing sales. Yeah. So that's kind of the quick rundown. I'm sure I missed something. So ask any questions, please.
I've participated in a bunch of these, and I just think it's really great because it elevates my status as a host. But I'm just curious, like, what were some of your favorite promotions? Like, I remember there was one at like Red Bull. The guests just went crazy for that. I mean, I was shocked. I don't know if I've ever even had a Red Bull, but I mean, it went through the roof, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many. And what's fun is if you stay at my property, you get to explore all of them because I'm always one that's like, I gotta try it out as a host too. I really enjoy beauty products. So we just did one. It was ESW Beauty. It's a sheet mask and a lip balm. And it was just incredible because everybody takes it. Nobody is going to leave beauty products. They're expensive, but it creates more of this bond. And men, women, I mean, they get together, they put on these sheet masks and they don't look beautiful when they're on, but they're taking selfies and promoting. So that's just a natural, organic one that is super fun. I mean, you can't go wrong with mattresses. I did love the e-bikes. So what happens is with the consumable type products, it lasts about 3 months. The big items like an e-bike, it's a commitment for about a year. We hope that you'll keep them in your property, but if not, like e-bikes are a lot to maintain, then it becomes yours after it. So we have the e-bikes at our home, which is lovely. Same with the Theragun. So once the campaign is over, you get to keep it or decide who on your team gets to keep it, which is fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed also working with Tony's Chocolate and Honey Mamas. Honey Mamas is like a healthy, most decadent, delicious treat in the fridge. And we did a few campaigns with them. But yeah, that's hard. Michael, what have you taken advantage of? What's some of the products?
I have a treadmill from way back when.
Okay.
Crazy. Yeah, there's the Red Bulls, there's CBD products, Cozy Earth sheets, and those kinds of things. And those are also really quite popular. God, I mean, I've taken advantage of a lot of them, honestly.
Did you do Mrs. Myers and the laundry kit? I feel like you did the pod.
Yes, I did do that.
Pod.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, Sergio, what have you participated in? I also have, it wasn't a Theragun. I think it was a different brand. I have one of those massage units. I can't remember what brand that was, though.
Yeah. So you've gotten quite a few.
Well, I can attest that the ones they named are valid and true. The Red Bull probably historically has been the biggest hit out of all of them. Super Coffee, that was another big hit. Serta mattresses, we have a few of those still in the Airbnbs. The current one, Heineken, that's
No
going
alcohol. Just to make it clear, no alcohol,
no
Heineken.
alcohol. Yes. What else was there? I think we got a faucet, a
Yeah,
Delta,
the Delta faucet, that was the touch list. Those were amazing. Yep.
the laundry kits as well. TheraBreath mouthwash.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I got that one.
The guests always use those. The massage gun as well. I've been participating since back in the show place days. So for a while.
And have you seen a different experience with your guests just by having these amenities?
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where you can see from the messages that they're thanking us. Just like, oh my God, that was very like thoughtful of you and everything to leave that out. And it does help on the review ratings as well. So it's like a win-win for everyone. Just because like on our end, you almost want to showcase it that you have it, no pun intended, and it helps you just like, hey, we're collabing with brands to offer you these free products for you to try. Feel free to try it. And then so they don't always like send the marketing stuff back to you or like selfies and everything, but you can just see from the reviews or from the messages that it meant a lot for them.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing that's just a good call out is, as hosts, we're seeing a lot of big amenities popping up. I mean, people are doing cold plunges, saunas, pickleball courts, really expensive. Great if you have the space, you're definitely going to stand out. Nothing wrong with that. But, there's a lot of properties where you don't have that option. It could be a condo. And so you're limited by what's inside the walls. And so it's those little things, those little amenities that really do matter. Like I mentioned, basic. Do the coffee bar like every time. Sometimes we have the coffee, but always keep it a standard. And then something when they first walk in. So that's what excites me because there's no added cost and you're not doing these tens of thousands of dollars to add an amenity, but you're still going to see those 5-star reviews.
Is one setting up, though, expectations? If you put things out and guests leave reviews, oh my God, the XYZ chocolates were amazing. And then 3 months later, when a guest shows up, those same chocolates aren't there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would say create the excitement around that, kind of put in reverse and put it in your listing that you are an approved listing by brands to receive unique products and they're always rotating. So you never know what to expect. It's going to be a surprise and just put that as a little mention to make them feel like they scored on booking your place and create that surprise and delight when they walk in of who knows what you're going to get. And it kind of puts that disclaimer there too. You
Yeah,
may
I'll
not
look for that.
get your
We
chocolate.
we do it as like a surprise, so that way it helps. They don't expect it going into it really. We do have a disclaimer on the listing description that we collab with other brands and we offer seasonal items, so that way they're not expecting it. But yeah, it's like a surprise as soon as they walk in. A lot of times, depending on the product, but a lot of times we try to put it in the front room as soon as they walk in, they see it.
Yeah. And you can, if you have social media, promote it there as well for a limited time. If you book in these next 2 months, here's what you're going to see. So that's fine to share on social media that way.
And Sergio and Michael, there have been no negative comments about having the marketing material next to the products.
Well, actually, nobody's really mentioned the things in reviews to set up those expectations in the future, but
Yeah.
people have appreciated them. Okay, so I've been doing this like 7, 8 years now, and maybe 3 times I've gotten a couple comments like, I felt like, the advertising, I really didn't appreciate it at all. And I'm like, I didn't say this to the guests. I'm like, hey, it's free stuff. You don't have to take it. It's like, okay, just ignore it. Turn the sign down.
Right.
So there was like a couple of like things like that. But other than that, it's like 99% positive.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's key to leave it up to the host to decide what is too much. Because
Yeah.
if you have 10 different products in there, yeah, you're walking to a NASCAR vacation rental. Nobody wants that. So keep it limited to about 2 to 3 and know what your max should be. I've also seen hosts when their marketing doesn't arrive on time, which happens sometimes. It's where is it? Because what you don't want is a guest to think it was left by a previous guest. And so the marketing is making it clear this is free, it's a gift. Because, yeah, that could also be a negative experience of, ew, there's Red Bull left in the fridge. The last guest left that
Right.
there and the cleaner didn't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that that's very true. Is you want to make sure that people understand that this is for them. We actually just changed out some of our gift basket items because we wanted to create a more localized experience, and we found a local chocolate company run by these two women, and they have a really nice little card that we put underneath their chocolate that talks about their story and how they started the company and whatnot. So it sort of ties into the local area, which is a nice, I think that people don't mind something like that.
Yeah.
Adds to it.
I love that. Now, are you getting those for free? Are you buying them? Did they give you
Yeah,
a discount?
we're buying them. Yeah. So we do, I'm not sure if this one we get a corporate discount or a pro account or whatever it's called. But yeah, those are not free.
Yeah. 100%. Go local, support local, but help drive traffic and more customers. So if you're a host and you have a place in mind, reach out to the owner, ask them, say, hey, can I promote you in my vacation rental and I'll help drive traffic with an in-store coupon?
Yeah.
You can do that with restaurants, with entertainment. Coffee shops are a great one. Just leave a little bag of coffee and then, oh, you love this? You want more? Go buy it in store and here's $2.
Yeah. Ray, what has been your experience with amenities in the properties that you manage?
Yeah, we typically purchase ours. I was on silent for a while because I've been putting in some of the properties on UpClose Marketing. You mentioned Coachella, and we onboarded one a couple months ago, and I should have went back onto there because we had Coachella and we had what was just last weekend or 2 weekends ago, Stagecoach. And so I think that would have been a perfect opportunity to have some of those gift baskets and freebies in the home. But I think my question for you, Rachel, is if you were to collaborate or partner with a brand now, who is your dream partnership for UpClose Marketing?
Oh, that's so good. I would love a huge beauty line brand that carries multiple brands. So, a big company, because what I get asked for all the time is replace my essentials with something nicer. So, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, getting all those, but more high end and luxury because guests are going to use it. I mean, I hope they're
Mm,
cleaning themselves and trying to shampoo. So, I think that's a good one. I'm also working with some takeovers. So we did Mrs. Meyer's and there's other brands within them. I mean, how cool would it be if every product within the property was under one brand and you got all those supplied to you? So that, and then just kind of not really answering your question, but the direction I also want to go is, like I mentioned, campgrounds. I think that is such an untapped area. When you pull up with your trailer or your tent and you check in, how great would it be to receive a little product upon checking in? Campgrounds, most of them don't do that other than maybe a koozie. So, yeah, I think that would also be a really fun experience.
I think that you need to add bath salts as one of the products because I think that would be pretty cool for those who have bathtubs.
Yeah, I think a whole experience would be nice. The bathrobe, bath salts, bubble bath, maybe a nice wine glass to go next to it, a book holder. I mean, you could create the entire experience
Yeah,
so you get it from, every element.
right. The spa in the
Mhm.
home. I also wanted to ask you from the flip side, when you're dealing with brands, what is considered a success matrix?
Mhm. Yeah. So they're always, even though we say it's not sales, they always look at sales. I mean, they're going to see if there was a spike in sales. So you really can't avoid that as much as we push that. So what we're measuring instead is a lot through the photos and social media, because those are pretty easy ones. So you're getting mass awareness and exposure that way. The other one is through the data. So for us to know, why didn't a guest try the product? I mean, we've had some pet products that we've put in and they don't always get taken. And it's why. Why is that? Well, some hosts are worried to provide that, or a guest might be afraid to try it in case the dog gets sick. You just don't know. So there's some concern there, but it really comes down to, what does the data show? Are they trying it, and what were the thoughts? So the most valuable really is that guest survey if they take it, because there might be a question on there: would you consider purchasing? That consideration point, what we've seen has been up to about 40%, where that's high. You do not get that in events like Coachella, and you don't even get that data. So having that is a key point. We know right away that you've created this experience, and now there's consideration to take it to the next step. So there is a lot in the data.
Interesting.
It must be hard though, because everybody doesn't fill out the survey.
Yeah. And so it's a percentage of the overall. And a lot of them, we cap them because they do have a $10 gift card, and we can't do unlimited gift cards. So it might be a cap of 100 or 200 surveys. And so then we take it, we pool that data, and then we do it across all brands. Yeah. It's pretty fun to analyze the data. I could get nerdy.
So
Go ahead, Michael.
yeah, so if I was a host and I wanted to sort of join the program, what do I do? How does that work?
Yeah. So you just go on to upclosemarketing.com. Keep in mind that marketing is abbreviated because somebody already had that URL. So it's upclosemktg.com. And then you go to host sign up. If you have 10 or more listings, shoot me an email with where to find your listings, and we'll onboard them for you. We're collecting information like city, state, zip, not the address, but just the location, guest count, bedrooms, bathrooms, and what the features are. Is it near a national park? Is it a ski resort? Is it pet friendly, kid friendly? Because brands will target certain properties based upon that, or the type of audience it is. Is it bachelorette parties, golfers? So you add either the listings yourself or shoot an email, and you can send it to Rachel, Rachel, at upclosemarketing.com. And then we're on social media. So Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and that is spelled out. So it's at UpClose Marketing spelled out. And then just be on the lookout every Wednesday. If you see free in that subject line, open it right away, go log into your site, and then check out with your address. And you can ship it to different addresses depending on the product. So some will ship it to themselves or to the property. I don't recommend shipping it to the property, because can you imagine if a big box of, let's say, Heineken shows up? I mean, the guests will be excited, but you probably don't want to give it all to them. Or your cleaners. The cleaners are a great option, and then they can take it to the property.
Some of
So
them are pallets of stuff.
if you're a property manager with
Yeah.
about 15 or more properties, then you can opt in to pallets. And like we have, I think for Heineken, I don't know when this goes live, but we have about 200 spots left for Heineken. So that's like 13 more pallets. So if anybody wants to know alcohol, go sign up because it's almost
Yeah,
done.
but that's a regional one, so I'm not eligible.
Yeah, I know. This
Sergio
is
is
tough.
evidently, yeah.
Yeah. And so you will notice there are some qualifications. Some brands will want, going into summer, it's going to be very heavy in the beach areas and national parks and lakes and those outdoor places. And then something like the Heineken, it has to follow the laws of alcohol and giving free alcohol away, because it starts in the original form of alcohol and they strip it out. But the law still sees it as alcohol, and so many laws about providing it for free. So certain regions, but there's a lot. Big cities, LA is one, San Francisco, I think, as well. So there's a lot on there.
Interesting. I mean, I think that you have a great concept, especially for hosts that are trying to get more guests. We're in a very competitive market right now. There's a lot of competition. There's uncertainty about the economy, et cetera. And so any little thing that you can do to get guests to come to your property and to get 5-star reviews, and this really plays into that. I think I've got one last question before we finish the episode, and that is, and you mentioned a little bit of this before, but what is the best way for one who's participating as a host to promote this to guests and to get the most bang for the buck from a marketing perspective of getting guests into the property and getting guests 5-star reviews?
Yeah, I would definitely add it to your listing as a mention so they know that something fun is coming their way and that you have been hand selected to be part of this. That not every host will have these products. You are such a stellar host that you've been selected by these brands to partner. So that's one. And then definitely on social media, share it. Everybody needs content. You need a reason to post. This is a fun one. And then as it continues on, there's two things to keep in mind is we do have a referral program. So if you go and sign up, there's one section for referrals. When you share this, share it to house and use your referral link because we'll give you for every 20 signups free Slumber Cloud bedding, which is amazing bedding, and you can have it for your personal home. It doesn't have to be for your vacation rental. And so that helps get more product because the more listings we have, the bigger brands that we can get, and they just will keep growing and growing. So there's been in the past some hosts that are hesitant to share because it's like the best kept secret and they don't want anybody else to get the free product. They want it to keep it, but it's actually the opposite. The more listings, the more opportunities we'll have. And then another key tip is if you submit the 3 deliverables in a row, meaning the photos and survey, it's not very hard, then you become a VIP. VIPs get the luxury product because you show a history of working and completing deliverables. So when those mattresses come out, you know the brands are going to ask for the VIPs and you get a 24-hour head start on the products. So the ones that do go fast, you get first dibs. We want to reward those who work a little bit harder and getting the deliverables in.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I would also think that putting some pictures or maybe at least one picture in your listing itself of items from various brands that we work with or something.
Yeah, and definitely the bigger items, the ones that are going to stay in your listing for a year, like a mattress or the sheets. You're having luxury sheets. And so promote those because you know it won't go as fast as the 3-month campaigns.
Yeah, makes sense. Super. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for
I do
joining.
have
Yes, go
one
ahead, Sergio.
question. Well, first, I just want to say to the audience, I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer. There's no cost in joining. You get free products and it instantly up levels you as a host. Just if I'm a guest looking like, oh, the fact that they're collabing with professional brands and giving free product, they're not just an ordinary or average host, it instantly up levels you. So there's really no risk, but a crap ton of reward on this. A quick question I have outside of this. So you say you have a marketing background, you're a host. Obviously, you're collabing with these brands on physical marketing. So I'm curious, what are some good practices you've seen with physical marketing the host, like to their guests, to have them either come back or refer or so forth?
Okay, I need to. So you mean the physical marketing with the free products or?
No, like outside of like on the hosting side. If I was a host trying to market my hosting.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's the one that everybody's talking about is you get them into your property and lead them to direct booking. And, you can't do that on platforms. So that's number one. Start bringing them in-house as much as you can through whatever avenue, the direct booking. And so having the marketing in your property, you can do that in your welcome book. Just don't put it electronically on the platform. So that would be my number one advice. And I'm bad. I haven't done it. I have to do direct booking for my 2 properties, and it's that massive to do and undertaking. Like I have to do it because then it opens your door to so many more opportunities.
Uh, uh,
Yeah. Do you have any other ideas? I'm trying to think what else you would think of physical marketing.
I don't know. I don't have a marketing background. It's something me and my team have been kind of brainstorming, just whether it's like a one-time thing or a reoccurring thing that you leave out.
Yeah, I would think your number one goal is to get more bookings. and those 5-star. So getting repeats would be number one. And then number two, how do you save costs or make more money? And so keeping that in mind, whatever your end goal is, how do you attain that and get to that? So even though like we're not an affiliate type, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if there's some local artwork, heck yeah, go reach out to those artists, put it in your property, and they like it, they can buy it through Venmo and take it with them. And then go back to the artist and give them a cut. You get a cut and put some more artwork in. So there are some very unique avenues to drive more revenue within the property itself.
Great ideas and thoughts, and yes, we all need to get more direct bookings and more guests to stay at the properties. Again, Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today. And one more time, if you can just leave the URL that people can find you to sign up.
So it's UpClose Marketing. So UpClose, in case you wondered why that name, it was unique product placement is what I was going for. So UpClose and then mktg.com. And then all the contact information is in there. You can email me from there, sign up, and then go follow us on social media as well at UpClose Marketing spelled out.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like it, share it with those who you know this will help. Every week we talk about different topics in the short-term rental industry, and really appreciate you joining us. And we'll see you next week on another episode of The Real Hosts of Short-Term Rentals. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you.